What? Can I Good day. What do you want? They say a thief actually stole one of the elder squirrels. Be seeing ya.
I will never forget your brave rescue of my... Casta Scribonia has finished our new book. Nothing that Knowledge is power. May I interest you in some of my fine wares? Excellent bargain. You've made a good bit of gold. That's more than I'd usually pay. A fine transaction. Good. Good day.
Hello there.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, I've never been to Shadenhall. Oh, hang on, you're someone else. Apologies, my good friend. I mistook you for someone else. Always being asked about it, I am. Didn't I see you in Shadenhall, they say? But I'm sick of it. Sick and tired and sick, and perhaps a little drunk. But never mind. You look like the honest sort, so I've got a job for you. You're going to travel to Shadenhall and find out what sort of impostor is trying to besmirch my good name. And you're going to tell him I'm quite capable of besmirching my good name on my own. You should cease and desist immediately. There's 50 gold pieces in it for you, friend. Right then, off you go.
Is there a Reuniting the Jemane? No. Don't know anyone by that name. There's a Gilbert Jemane in town, however. Maybe he can help you. He's staying over at the Newlands Lodge, but you also might find him walking around town. Good luck. Dervera Romana is sure proud of the Newlands Lodge. I think she's especially happy. Take care.
How can I help you? Is there something I can do for you? He's alive? I was told that my mother and brother never survived. This is amazing. I'll need to go see him at once. You'll have to excuse me. I'd better leave right away. But please, come and see us in Coral. It would be wonderful for us both to be able to thank you for helping us find each other again. This reunion will be the happiest day of my life.
How goes it?
How
How
do you
about
do?
mixing up some potions? Blade and bone. You look like...
Good morning.
Well met.
What? Who? Oh, damn, not this again. Wake up! Wake up! You're not dreaming, Reynold. It's me, your brother, Gilbert. That can't be. I don't have a brother. I mean, I never knew my real family. Who did you say you were again? I am your twin brother. When we were very small, our farm was attacked by ogres. Our father and I escaped. We thought you and Mother had both been killed, if we had only known. All I know is that traveling merchants found me in the wilderness by the body of my mother. I was raised by the monks at Waynon Priory. My brother, it is wonderful to see you again. We will have much to talk about in the next days. I can't thank you enough for helping to reunite me with Reynold. I never would have guessed he was still alive. We have much to discuss, but if you have time, I'd beg you to stay a moment longer and hear about our home, Weatherly. He's Reynold. I'm Gilbert. I saw a wraith once. It threw a curse on me I'll never forget. Weatherly was our family's home for generations. Our parents fled it when ogres attacked. They became separated. My father carried me to safety. He later returned and believed Reynold and my mother had perished. Since ogres are cannibals, he didn't expect to find their bodies. Thankfully, however, it seems that my mother managed to carry Reynold to safety. While my mother didn't survive, Reynold did, and for that I'm grateful. But we both want more. We want our home back. We're not fighters. You appear to have more skill than either of us. Would you go to Weatherly and see if it's still inhabited by ogres? Thank you. Now, we're not quite sure where the estate is located. We'll offer up what we know, however. We believe it's somewhere south of Coral, but north of Fort Kamala. It may be difficult to find. Since no one's lived there for many years, it may be quite overgrown by now. If you find it, let us know. We'll be waiting anxiously. I wish my father had given me a better description of its location, but for some reason all he told me was south of Coral, north of Fort Kamala. Be careful. I don't know what dangers may lurk in the great forest.
Can you spare... Please be... Thank you. Yes, I've heard of the place, but I'm not sure where it is. I think your best bet would be to speak to Sabine Lal at the Fighters Guild. She's explored the backcountry outside of Coral quite a bit. Blessings of the Shadow upon ye.
Hi there.
A pleasure to speak. Let me see. Oh, yes, I remember. I think it's directly south of Coral. The place was overrun with ogres, though. Nasty brutes. Here, let me show you where it is on your map. I saw Romalus Broyant walking his dogs today, and yesterday, and the day before. Go to it.
How goes it?
Is it safe for us to return to Wonderful. Weatherly is ours. Are you ready to take us there now? Right.
Well,
Gilbert should be able to help you with anything you need. For now... Thanks so much for getting us here safely. I'm afraid we aren't very wealthy, but here is all I can offer you at this time. Please, visit us again soon. You are welcome here any time, my friend. For you, of course. See? Was that hard? At long last, it's good to stand at Weatherly again. Gilbert should be able to help you with anything. Ah, so good to be back home. Hey there.
It's an honor to finally meet you. When I heard you were in town, I just had to send for your help. Your reputation precedes you. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I am Serador. Likewise, sorry to send Gillen's wife to get you in that manner, but it seems safer if we weren't seen on the streets right now. If you'll come with me. Splendid. Watch your step. I'm Silben Dolavas, assistant and bodyguard to Serador. Let's leave it at that.
I'm honored by your presence.
Nice to meet you. Welcome. You're now in the sanctuary of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. Few outside our circle have ever set foot in our hallowed hall. We are, for lack of a better word, defenders. We guard the city from an infestation that plagues it. We are vampire hunters. I'm sure you are familiar with these despicable beings, feeding on the innocent as if they were cattle. Well, this group was formed to combat them. Alas, we are but 3 old men, not able to match the fighting prowess of a vampire. We lack the strength to defeat them in battle. Our goal is to root out the vampires that live in our fair city. So far, we've been unsuccessful finding one, until now. It's come to the Order's attention that Temple District resident Roland Genseric is a vampire, and has already claimed one victim. That's where you come in. We want you to slay this vampire and cleanse the city of his filth before he can feed or kill again. A few nights ago, I was roaming the city as I often do, looking for any signs of a vampire. As I headed past Roland's house, I heard a cry. I rushed into the back garden to find Roland struggling with a woman he'd been courting. I tried to intervene, but he was too strong. He threw his lover to the ground and turned his attention on me. Luckily, I managed to run back into the street and escape his grasp. I hid for a while and then returned to the garden. Roland was gone, and the woman was dead. She had 2 puncture marks on the nape of her neck. That's when I realized he was a vampire. The Order needs you to track him and destroy him. I would start by searching his home. He hasn't been there for days, so it should be safe. Return to us here if you have questions. We meet at night. His home is located in the Temple District, right across the garden from my home, in fact. Ironic, isn't it? Vampires are nasty creatures. They drink the blood of others to conceal their true nature. Such trickery makes them difficult to find. You may ask Gillen Norvallo or Greythroat about these creatures as well. They've learned much. Who knows when Roland may strike again? You must hurry. My knowledge is at your disposal. Roland was always a quiet man. It was only recently he'd met that young lady. Poor girl. We must avenge her death. The King and Queen Tavern isn't a bad place to stay if you're visiting the city. It's said that the bite of a vampire has the chance of infecting the victim. If this occurs, they'll become a vampire in a few days. Be cautious. Vampires are clever, so watch your back. My knowledge... Go ahead. What nonsense. Is that... I like that. A lot. Remark. For me, I see. Vampires are clever. So watch your...
How can I be of... Roland was very much the loner. He never married and was rarely seen outside his house. I'm surprised his secret wasn't discovered sooner. My cousin says the beggars all work for the Grey Fox. It's rather frightening. A vampire cannot exist in the daylight for long. As the sun's rays strike his flesh, it will burn as if on fire. Go ahead. Really now? Oh, please. Really? Ugh, that's foul. What a great... You can't scare me. What a wonderful... Ugh, that's foul. Please, I'm embarrassed. I wish I could say that. Is that so? Get away from me. I wish... Goodness, what can I say? You're wasting your breath. Not funny, not even a little bit. Well, please, I'm embarrassed. Oh, ugh. For me, that's very good. Be ever vigilant. Vampires are creatures of deceit.